Okay, so today I'm making a very British traditional dish, which is cod and chips. We usually have this on a Friday. Well, being Catholic, we generally have fish on Friday anyway. But you can't seem to get it the same way as we have it in England, so I usually make my own. So to start with, you buy fresh cod. As you can see, I got this from Walmart. It comes in two fairly big pieces, as you see. I'm only going to cook one piece today because it's just for me. And you need 1 cup of all-purpose flour. And the secret is to put the flour in the fridge. The flour needs to be cold, okay? And then there's some flour here for dredging the fish afterwards. Now then, I need 1 teaspoon of baking powder. There we go, 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And 1 1/4 cups of light beer. So I bought some Bud Light. I don't like beer, actually, I don't drink it, but what I'm going to do with this, it's such a big can, I wanted a small can, but what I'm going to do with this, I've got an extra soda bottle here. When I'm done with what I need, I'm going to put it in there, put it in the fridge, because it goes nice over crab. When I cook crab, they're nice in beer. But I don't really like to drink beer. So 1 1/4 cups of very cold beer. So that's 1 cup. And we want 1 1/4. There we go. Okay. So that's 1 1/4 cups of beer. Need a teaspoon of salt. There we go. And mix it all up together to make a batter. Now, if you don't like beer, beer batter, you can use sparkling water. It gives it that aerated look. While that's doing there in a minute, because you have to make sure all the lumps are out, I'm going to put the oil on. Heat it up. I'm not going to do too much that way. Okay, so then you whisk it up, make sure you get all the lumps out. Now you can buy the batter already done, in Walmart or places like that, but it's not the same. It's totally not the same. I'll just add a little more. There we go. And again, whenever I make batter, I always use a hand whisk. I do have a mixer, but I don't generally use it. Anyway, the fish is already washed. So what I do is you dredge it in the flour. Let me move that over there so you can see. We do this because it helps the batter to stick, when it goes in. Now I've got the oven on low so that when this is done, it'll stay warm. Some people, well, what they tell you to do, well, what a lot of people do, they make the chips first, We call them chips, you call them fries, but we make the chips first. Okay, you make sure it's nicely coated in batter, the flour. And then I'll whisk up the butter a bit more. And then you douse the fish. This is the way they do it. I'm going to let that sit in there for a minute while the oil is heating up. And while that's doing that, wash my hands. And get a little messy. Okay, all right, so I'd already cut some potatoes. The way I do them, because what we call chips, you call fries, ours are thick. You know, I hate McDonald's fries. You know, I like fat chips, and these are kind of, or fries, these are kind of better, way better for you, because they don't soak up as much oil as you know, if you when you're cooking them. So this is how I cut my chips. They've got those things that you can make the chips with, you know, but I found those chips are too thin also. Right. Okay, last one. Now, I'm not going to eat all these. I think this is a little much, but we'll see. Sometimes it depends how hungry I am. I'm a little peckish, so I may do. Okay, so the chips are ready. Now, the way I do these, we deep fry them in oil. I don't actually do that. I do them in my deep fryer. So they've already washed, so I'll just put them in the deep fryer. Not deep fryer, air fryer. What hell am I talking about? Yeah, my air fryer. And then what I do is, I put a little bit of oil. This is a much healthier way of doing it. I mean, nothing beats, every once in a while, I don't think it hurts to deep fry your fries. I don't. And then I add a little salt to them while they're in there. And then make sure they're coated, so it's not too much oil. And I cook those in my air fryer, so I'm going to put them on now. Going to plug the thing in. Actually, you can do onion rings and other stuff with this batter if you want to. Let the excess drip off, and into the oil it goes. Okay. Now, what do we know about fish and chips while this is cooking? It originated in England, but its origins go back further than that, actually. The actual technique of battering and frying fish in oil is thought to have come from the Sephardic Jewish immigrants, those from Spain and Portugal, where it was a popular dish to fry fish. It was called pescado frito, basically flour-coated fried fish in oil. And it's, you know, they used to have this a couple of centuries earlier. As for the chips, that goes to Belgium. I think one of the earliest references to fish and chips in England comes from Charles Dickens, when he wrote Oliver Twist. He noted that there were fried fish warehouses, so they were like chip shops, you know, what we call chip shops now. There was a Victorian chef, he was very famous, Alexis Soyer, and he said he did a cookbook for fried fish, Jewish fashion. So really, it's kind of like, I think, and I do remember in London the very best place to get fish and chips were the Jewish fish and chip stores. You know, there was one that had been where I lived for years and only very recently closed down. Yeah, so I'm letting that cook. Anyway, it's a working class meal, you know, it's cheap, it was cheerful. During the Second World War, Winston Churchill saw the crucial role of fish and chips, would you believe, referring to them as good companions. You know, fish and chips were like two of the main foods not subject to rationing because the government feared the dish was so like embedded in our culture that you know it would enrage everybody. So they ended, you know, when they did the D-Day landing, they would call out the word fish, and their response would be chips, you know, so that you knew that they were British. Anyway, so that's the origins of them. Let me see how that's doing. I'm going to hold this thing so you can see. It's hard to do it with one hand, but yeah. Okay, so it's all plated up and ready to go. Fish and fries. Oh, one more thing that I forgot. One more thing. Wait a minute. Malt vinegar. Okay, this goes over the fish and chips. I was lucky to find this actually in Walmart. Yeah, fish and chips ain't fish and chips without malt vinegar. But anyway, as you see, I like regular garden peas with mine. Winston is eyeing me. He knows he's going to probably get half of this. But yeah, so that's it. So I'm going to sit down, eat, turn the Crown on. I got 2 episodes of it yesterday, so I'm looking forward to that. Now, tomorrow they said we've got a storm coming in, so the internet's probably going to go out, so I may or may not be able to come on because I was going to finish off the Chantal story saga. Right now, everybody thinks, well, I think also she's on her way back to Kuwait. She's gone a little dark at the minute. Want to finish that story off, and my Temu haul. I have a package from them. I haven't opened it. I'm dying to open it to see what's in it, and we'll open it together. So hopefully the internet will stay on for the minute. But, you know, tomorrow, I don't know what type of storm it is, but they've been telling us for days. Anyway, have a good night, everyone. I'm off to eat. Bye.